all, one of my favorite people in the whole world, Mr. Casey Biggs.
We've got Vaughn here.
Oh, I forgot Vaughn. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Never forgot Vaughn.
Thank you. You saved me. Vaughn, I'm so sorry because I think of you all the time.
I love you anyway, Lolita.
I know you
It's
do.
okay.
He has a solid self-esteem, so
That's
it's
right. Well, see, I told him I was thrown off because this whole panel was men, and I told the ladies, just let's give you help. So that was my way of starting off.
Oh,
So, yeah.
you gotta control this guy.
Yeah.
He's happy. Here, let me flip the switch back here.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Battery's dead.
Anyway, thank you all for being here today. How's everybody's week going so far? Weekend? Yay. How many of you have been here since yesterday? All day? All right.
Yeah. Are we tired? We'll fix that.
So I'm going to ask a few questions myself of these men up here. So we'll start at the end with Vaughn.
Is Vaughn here?
Vaughn is here. Vaughn, are you here?
No, I'm not here.
So I'm just curious. I'm going to ask you all the same question. If you had not gone into show business, you weren't an actor and a musician, all the wonderful things that you are, what would you have chosen to do with your life?
Well, you know, when I was a teenager, I worked in the orange groves, and I loved that. I got to spray oil all over everything. I came home, I don't know if you know what smudge pots are, but it's burning oil. And I came home and it was all over me. I'm sure it's still in my lungs. But I did get over that. And if I were going to do anything else for a living, I think I'd be a master carpenter. That's what I would do. I built all the furniture in my kitchen and most of the furniture in my office, and I built 3 decks at my home. I just screwed my leg up for the first time because I was doing a lot of stuff on my knees.
That's because you're old, Vaughn. You're old.
I'm not supposed
I
to do
wouldn't
that
admit
anymore.
to that.
Yeah, now I hire people to do that. So anything that's got to be on my knees or up high. So I don't like heights anymore very much. And I don't like being that low very much either anymore.
Well, get up off your knees.
Yeah, I will.
So what about you,
That's what I
Gary?
would do.
What about, sorry?
What would you have done if you weren't?
I was going to be a doctor before I got shanghaied by some actress and dragged into an acting class. So I would have been an emergency room doctor. And to assuage my drive to help people and use my medical skills, such as they were, I became a ski patroller. For 17 years, I was a ski patroller up in California. Thank you, Whitewood, California, Mount High. And first responders out there, yes. I think I would have gone into emergency medicine, maybe an ER doctor, or at least, ski patrol. I did that a long time, but paramedic or something like that. I had a lot of pleasure from helping people, basically, and it's very dramatic. You know, you got a declining situation after trauma, and it's a race against the clock to stop somebody from bleeding out or going into shock and treating for all that. So, I would say first responder or a ER doctor.
Cool. Yay. How about you, Gary?
Well, originally, acting was not my first choice. Carpentry was, and I worked diligently with one of the most brilliant master carpenters for 3 years.
Vaughn Armstrong.
And he looked at me one day, and he said, "Bob, you've been with me 3 years now, and I really like you." He said, "But I know you want to be a good carpenter, but Bob, you're never going to be a good carpenter. And you can stay with me as long as you want, but I think while you're staying with me, you should look for something else to do." And it was like going, and I knew I was pretty good at acting, so I got into that. But the other thing is, I come from a family of lawyers. My father was a lawyer, my brother was a lawyer, my sister was a lawyer. I had uncles who were judges and lawyers, so I probably would have been trapped into that.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Miserable.
Yes, exactly. How about you, Anthony?
Yeah, Gary, my son and granddaughter, they're in emergency medicine.
Nice.
And the granddaughter's a trauma nurse, and she's doing God's work. She really is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anybody's ever been injured or anything and come under the care of an emergency room doctor,
Exactly.
it's something impressive.
I probably would have been an English teacher. If it had been a really small New England town, I'd probably also be the French teacher and the guy who puts on the plays for the kids. That's probably what I would have done.
You know, the first thing that I liked to do when I was a kid was draw. I liked to draw. I didn't know where that came from, but I spent a lot of time drawing. And then I kind of dropped that and wanted to be a drummer. That's what I wanted to be, a drummer. But whenever I would listen to music, which I love, it was always the drums that I was listening to. And I had a drum set. The police came to my house a lot. Okay. Maybe I would have done that, or wound up asking people paper or plastic. I don't know. Maybe a teacher. I don't know. But acting actually saved me. It just kind of happened, and you go with it. And I found great joy in it. I'm up here with some of the great character actors of our day.
Okay, but I gotta tell you,
Yes.
I also was going to be an artist when I was in school. The teachers kept giving me stuff saying careers in art, but the acting bug hit me like it hit you, and I just liked that a better way to spend most of my time.
And I was very lucky that near me was an incredible theater department at a small college that really was very pivotal in me being here.
Right?
Thank you. Except you.
Except you.
I was very interested in very exotic things when I was young. I wanted to be an archaeologist, or I always wanted to be a pitcher, but I can't pitch on baseball. I wanted to be a dancer, but then I could sing, and I played football in high school. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to be a professional football player. So I quit, and I could sing, and I started acting in high school. And I realized I got to do all the leading roles in high school. And if you notice, leading men don't dance. You notice that? If you're any of the leading musicals, the leading guy never gets to dance. Isn't that a bummer?
Because that happens.
Well, I got stories about this, but you should see the other guy. But I started so early in high school, I never looked back. And, you know, all of us up here have been extraordinarily lucky to have been bitten by that bug early and then have the opportunity to do it. Because let's face it, artists, visual artists, or the kind of artists we are, we're all storytellers. And that's what it is. So we learn to be storytellers, and our society needs storytellers now. But there we jolly well are. And what about you, Lolita?
What would I have been if I hadn't gotten the acting bug and ended up in production? You know, I wanted to be an actress from the time I was 3 years old, so I honestly don't have an answer to that.
There we are.
So I don't know. A dancer, maybe? Still in the arts? Thank you for asking.
Yes.
We've all been very lucky up here on the stage to have been able to travel the world, thanks to all of you fans of this show.
Hey, what did you say today, Vaughn? You've been to 29 countries because of this show?
29 countries.
Well, that's what
Looking for work.
Yes. That's what I was kind of curious from each of you is been the favorite place you've been able to go with this group, and some place that maybe you still haven't gotten to that you'd love to still get to. Vaughn, can I start with you?
Sure. Armstrong is a Scottish name. We were Viking raiders of the Scottish border, the cattle thieves, and we just stayed there. And I've never been to Scotland. I would
let's
like
do
to
a
go to
convention in
and
Scotland.
see some of my ancestry.
Watch out! You are one of the renegades that could be waiting for you at the border. You know, for what your family did.
I can take it.
So Scotland is where you want to go. What's the
I would like to go to Scotland.
Where is the favorite place you've been?
Well, Spain was a lot of fun. Very nice people and a beautiful, beautiful place. I loved Italy. Germany is always a hoot. There was this little island on one of the cruises that we went on, and we took school supplies because these kids were literally climbing up in palm trees to get lunch for coconuts, throwing the coconuts
On this
down.
past cruise, this recent cruise?
No, this was another one. It started in Hawaii, but they had to go out of the country because they were Norwegian lines, and we went to this tiny little place. We got off the boat, and the guys are doing the dance, you know, with the grass skirts. They really.
Could you sample? Could you explain about that? I'd like to see a demonstration.
Like the Klingon dance.
You're not supposed to say that.
What Vaughn doesn't mention is that he was also kicked out of 29 countries.
Just for dancing.
That's right. How about you, Gary?
What was the question?
Where's the favorite place you've been able
Favorite
to go
place?
through this organization and then where would you still like to get to go?
Ooh, that's a long question. One of my favorite places. I did 10 weeks in Rome, Italy. Stayed at the Via Veneto, if anybody knows that place. Beautiful, beautiful. 10 weeks in this 1,000-year-old country, city, and every day driving to work, and coming back, I passed the Coliseum, and it was the most fascinating trip I've ever been on. And
Was this a 10-week convention?
10-week, no, 10-week. Not on is the question about convention?
Yes, it was.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey man, what a
Wow.
convention that would be.
10 weeks?
Damn.
We'd be killing each
Yeah,
other.
okay, I bought a small state with the money no. Rome. I've never been to a convention at Rome. No. I'll tell you what, Germany was, Bonn, Germany was FedCon. Wonderful, wonderful convention. And wow, those people, they spend a lot of money on us American actors. And that was an awesome trip because at the tail end, my wife and I hopped on a train and went to Paris. So I'd like to do that. But what was the tail end of the question?
You've answered it. You want to go to
I've
the
answered no.
Yep.
For the lightning round, no. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just love world travel. So.
How about you, Bob?
We've all been to a lot of countries, they're all special in a lot of different ways. One of the great ones was Australia because we went on a tour of Australia. We went to all the things, and I still love America to do conventions. And all over, I've done conventions all over, and where I would like to go to is, and I mean this, I would love to go to the Ukraine and do a convention there.
That would be nice. Maybe we could help them out somehow. Andy?
Yeah, so I love them all. I really do. I mean, best food is in Italy, the Italian conventions. The England's like going back home, some far away home. Germany is really interesting. It's more dramatic, considering my family and in my wife's history and so forth. But it's like they're all extraordinary, and every place I go to, I learn something about myself and my prejudices and my ideas about what the world is, because we get so kind of tamped down and narrow as Americans in terms of what the rest of the world is up to. Anyway, yeah, I mean, and these conventions have changed my life. They really have. And it actually even doesn't matter where it is, because for me, the main event is meeting the people. I mean, the sightseeing is really nice, the food is nice, but it's meeting the people and being with the people and trying to be human with you all, and that's a good thing for me.
Is there a place you've never been to travel that you'd still like to go to a convention or not?
Yeah, I want to go to places like where I grew up. I want to go to New Hampshire, or Connecticut. I want to go to places that I like a lot, like Seattle and Portland, where my family, my daughter and family live and stuff. There's places where I've never been. But I'll go wherever you send me.
It's all in my hands. Jeff?
Well, the consensus seems to be falling in the Italy category here
Yes.
quite a bit. I mean, just simply because the people are lovely, the climate is lovely, the food is absolutely incredible, and the history is so deep. So I really loved going to Italy. And where would I want to go that I haven't? The first thing that popped into my head is Perth, Australia. I looked at a map once, and it said the Mediterranean climate around the world. Okay, so obviously the Mediterranean, California, and Perth, Australia. And I would imagine the beaches are pristine and uncluttered like they are here. I would just think that would be a kind of heaven.
Yes. Bob and I were there with JG,
Yeah.
and it was amazing.
One thing about Perth that I've got to say, when I went there, I got out and I spent like just a couple of days there, and I went, this is Los Angeles in 1932. And without the Depression. I figured if I was a young man and I was going around the world for a place to stay or start my life, Perth would be it because it's so amazing. Beaches, people live on the beaches, and it's like it don't cost anything to live on the beaches, like Malibu in the 1920s and 30s. And I knew some of the older actors, who used to, buy their houses in Malibu for $1,500 for the land, the house. Yeah.
How old are you, for Christ's sake?
The older actors I worked with as a young actor, like Nan
you say-
Martin,
did
Nan
you-
Martin and her
did-
husband. Anybody know Nan Martin?
Sure. No. Did you say older actors or over actors? Because there's no over actors up here.
But I gotta tell you, in a lot of these places we go, we're spending time with the fans of this franchise. And there's no better group of people.
Absolutely.
Love
Not
each other,
fans, you're friends.
So
respect each other.
Casey?
Yes, what was the question? No. The show is a gift that keeps on giving. I mean, we have all been to so many extraordinary countries. This one that we live in being right up on the top. And I have to say kudos to creation, because how many years have we been coming here? They have delivered for us and for you guys really extraordinary shows, and I want to give thanks to those guys to do it. But the place I would probably like to go is, and by the way, I was in Australia. I was on the plane longer than I was in Australia for a convention. And that was special. But I would like to go to New Zealand to do one. I think that would be a blast.
It is a blast. New Zealand is a wonderful place. I worked there. It's glorious.
That was at Peter, what's his name over there?
What's his name? Jackson. Yeah.
Carry on.
Yes, carry on. We're going to open it up to our lovely fans now. So you've been very patient over there in the red, so please ask away.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know how much time it was normal to stand here. This is a question for Andy Robinson. Mr. Robinson, you recently released an audiobook. What was the process of recording that audiobook like, and to read and perform your own words? What was that experience?
First of all, thank you, fans. Thank you, fans. You're the guys who did that. And I can't remember even that one woman at that one convention. I don't remember anything anymore except my lines. I remember my lines. Yeah, and so it was like a long time coming, and it was a joy to do. It was like playing Garrick again without the makeup, and I put those earphones on, and I got into a little booth, and I had the text in front of me, and it's like the world went away, and I went to all these places, and it was like a joy. And it came out, it was released 3 days ago, I believe, and I'm ordering mine from Amazon tonight.
Was that a Stitch in Time that you did?
Stitch in Time, yeah.
I loved Andy came up to me on the set one time. Andy came up when he was writing in the set. He said, "What's Damar's full name?"